wanna touch your life. I wanna be the change. I'm gonna shine my light. I'm gonna make a difference. Touch your life. Be the change. Shine my light. And make a difference. You're the one to make the world a much better place. You're the one. You're the one. Touching lives.
I often wonder about the concept of asking for help. It can be difficult and sometimes uncomfortable, but it is an important skill to develop. Many people may feel ashamed or embarrassed to ask for help, seeing it as a sign of weakness or inadequacy. However, asking for help is actually a sign of strength and courage, as it shows that you are willing to acknowledge your limitations and seek support to overcome them. Let's see who asked us for help this week. Welcome to Airtel Touching Lives. My name is Michelle Dede, your host.
Touching lives.
This week, we dedicate the episode to Ernest Nwokolo, who was a successful businessman that ran an electrical fitting shop. Ernest discovered he was diabetic, and this wreaked havoc on his life since 2018. Sadly, shortly after Ernest appeared on the show, he lost his battle with his illness and unfortunately passed away. However, Airtel Touching Lives continued to support the family to ensure that what Ernest wanted was still delivered to his family. And in our new story, we feature adolescent girls in low-income communities who often face the challenge of lack of access to menstrual products. Without proper sanitary supplies, they may resort to using newspapers, dirty rags, and even leaves to manage their periods. The combination of period poverty, stigmatization, and inadequate reproductive and sexual health education has major consequences for the girls' well-being. It also prevents girls from staying in school and thereby ending their education.
Touching lives.
I remember the day that my husband fought the sickness.
My father was a diabetic. I lost my younger sister as a result of that. It all started with unquenchable thirst. My father went through and what my younger sister went through before she passed on. It made me, that's when I know that something is wrong. Before I fell sick, I was selling electrical spare parts. When I was diagnosed to be diabetic, I have to stop selling because I could no longer work without assistance of somebody. To happen to my family. I used to manage and still sort out my daughter's school fees, but I cannot continue. I stopped her from going to school. I sold most of my property to feed my family. I cannot afford anything except by the help of people.
Airtel will provide your daughter with a 500,000 naira educational scholarship.
Oh, Jesus.
And Airtel wants to rent a provision shop for 1 year. They'll stock it for you.
Hey, Jesus.
So at least there'll be something coming in.
Jesus.
And they're also going to pay for your existing rents for 2 years and provide you with some basic home appliances too.
Hey, God. Hey, who am I to deserve all these things? Who am I? Who am I? Oh, God. God, I thank you. I thank you for remembering me and my family. I thank you. Airtel, I don't know how to be thanking the Airtel Touching Lives. I don't know. Even Dr. Zoma is the one. She's the one because had it been I know me, I don't know. I don't know what to say again.
Touching lives.
Ernest put up a brave fight and his wife gave up so much to look after him. Thankfully, Airtel Touching Lives was there to support in their time of need. Let's take a look.
Since I received the Airtel Touching Lives support, my life has been changed. They put smiles on my face again because I thought that this war have ended, but God used them to revive me back. I thank God for them. I thank God because whatever my husband is now, we'll be happy. Because he used to pray for us. He said, my wife and my daughter don't want people to suffer. Because I know if I die now in this sickness, I know how I know they suffer. I know what people will go. But I thank God, God heard his prayer and answer us through Airtel Touching Lives. What pains me a lot is that my husband is not there to see the benefits again. The rented and provision store, it helps me a lot because I've not think of how I raise money to pay for my rentage again. They're the one that paid for it, even shop. They're the one that opened shop for me, pay for everything, equip it. So I bless God for them. He raised that burden for my life. I bless God for it. The Airtel scholarship helps my daughter a lot because in it, I'm using it for her school fees and everything, even to buy all the textbooks in the school. I'm not finding it difficult again concerning her school. I do think, I say, where will I start? But the program helped me a lot by reducing the burden from my life. My message to Airtel is that Airtel will move higher, higher, higher. God will lift them higher, above other network, in the name of Jesus.
Touching lives.
May Ernest rest in perfect peace. We're wishing the family all the strength in the world to recover from this terrible loss as they try to live a normal life again, with Ernest always in their memories. If you have experienced loss and would like to join the conversation and interact with tonight's show, you can visit our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Touching lives.
Welcome back to Airtel Touching Lives. The lack of access to sanitary pads is a major problem for schoolgirls in Nigeria, and it has far-reaching consequences. One of the main issues is that girls may miss school when they are menstruating because they don't have access to pads or other menstrual products. This can lead to a significant loss of education opportunities, with girls missing up to a week of school every month. As a result, they may fall behind in their studies, struggle to keep up with their peers, and may even drop out of school altogether. In addition to the impact on education, the lack of access to sanitary pads can also lead to health problems. Using unhygienic materials or going without protection altogether can lead to infections and other complications. Girls may also have to feel ashamed or embarrassed about their periods, which can impact their mental health and self-esteem. Let's take a look at this week's story and see how we can start making a difference in Nigeria.
Young girls are tomorrow's women. So when you educate them, it's like you educate the whole nation. So when you are trying to educate women, one needs to be careful in such a way that nothing is left out.
The journey to adulthood for girls is stressful because growing up now, as a woman, we have changes, and some of us, we didn't have parents or mothers.
They really need the support of adults that will help them in crossing the adolescent bridge. When they are teenagers, a lot of changes will be happening to their body in crossing to the adulthood.
They need close monitoring because when they are not properly monitored, some of them will not, be able to take proper care of themselves.
Let's look at the cultural aspects. In the olden days, it's even taboo for someone that started menstruating to even be going around, to be moving about. Once they know that this girl has started menstruating, they will be enclaved, they will cage them somewhere. They will start to be looking for husband for them, that because they might go and get impregnated. So they might not want them to go out again.
Then some also, because of finance, they cannot afford sanitary pad. So they go for either tissue paper. using clothes, rag, washing it, and not properly taken care of.
They don't have money to buy a sanitary pad, and some of them end up getting infection because they lack hygiene etiquette. And if you're not taking care of that part, you end up falling sick or getting infections that actually affects your womb, affects everything surrounding reproduction.
Girls now, they need close monitoring. Some of them, you see them when they are menstruating, they cannot come out. Some will be afraid of getting stained because they don't have proper sanitary pads to use.
We've actually had seen girls that, because they can't provide pads for themselves, people have used that weakness against them. They say, okay, no problem, I'm going to give you money. And they feel, okay, since he's giving me money, let me you give him my body. And they end up sleeping with him. Some of them get as far as getting HIV, getting pregnant. So I've had stories of that.
I see lots of girls in the community struggling because they don't have the right sanitary way. Because they don't have education.
So people really talk to them about it. Sometimes they don't listen.
I think information about the sanitary part is important to the girls' side because it's made them to take care of their body, their personal hygiene, to take care of the surrounding, to keep us safe and secure.
We do the health assembly, every 3 weeks, where we educate them on the importance of education and about girls.
Assemblies are important because it makes us to keep awareness of many things, because they talk about mentorship, they talk about things that happen in the school that we need to prevent and things that we need to do.
It makes us to know information about what is happening outside and around the school. I find assemblies important because we'll be able to hear information that are outside and also information that we don't know about.
Some girls in their homes were taught that if you dispose your pads outside, we have ritualists or bad people that will come and pick up these pads and use them for juju or the whole yahoo thing. And since then they were like, okay, fine, you know what, when I menstruate, I'm going to package it and put it in my wardrobe till thy kingdom come. And some of them will just flush it down the latrine, which will end up blocking their toilet system.
That's why we always lecture them, we teach them on how to dispose it properly, and letting them know that when you dispose it in the right way, nobody will have access to it. So always let them know that it's for you to dispose properly. When you dispose properly, nobody will have access to it. The best way to dispose it, when you remove it, you get a paper, newspaper or ordinary paper, roll it and wrap it in the paper, keep it in a nylon, go outside and burn it.
If you have an incinerator that is properly built, covered, then you just go there, burn your stuff, and doesn't spread or causes pollution. It's actually nice because then it will help in cleanliness of the school and it will reduce spread of germs.
I can see change happening in their life, even the ones that are here. Through the assembly, we have seen changes. Through the empowerment, we have seen changes. We have seen improvement in their lives.
I've reached out to 1,500 girls. I've expressed myself with them, and they've also confided with me.
When you always inform them and educate them, it will help them as they are growing up, to help them to know how to live a good life, how to be clean, and how to take care of their health.
Make them to be happy, and they will feel free, and they will carry along with whatever changes that is happening to them.
If you impact knowledge on one child, you have impacted knowledge in 1,000, in the sense that when you impact knowledge in her, she goes back home, transfer the knowledge to both her siblings and both her children. So you see now, so if she's doing the right thing, definitely the people looking at her or even her children can emulate, okay, yes, mom is doing something great, let's follow her steps.
And without girls, the country will not be complete. It's very important, to help the country, to become better.
Girl child is the future of tomorrow. Without the girl child, we will not have mothers that will train children to be the future of tomorrow.
With education, it will help them, to achieve their goals, whatever they want to achieve in life, become important in the society and in the world at large.
My name is Ataba Petra and I'm 13 years. I want to be a surgeon.
My name is Mitchell and I'm 13 years. When I grow up, I want to be a gynecologist.
My name is Ismail Amina. I'm 15 years old. When I grow up, I want to become a journalist to create awareness to the society.
I was really inspired by watching that, seeing young girls help other young girls, and obviously women help young girls. But it's a terrible situation to be in, especially as a young girl growing up. It's not fair that you need to miss school because you're menstruating. This is something that needs to be addressed on a much higher level. Let's see how Airtel Touching Lives is making a difference. To join the conversation and interact with tonight's show, you can visit our social media handles. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Touching lives.
Welcome back to Airtel Touching Lives. Joining me in the studio tonight is Ogechi Emanuela Builders from Youth Initiative for Sustainable Human Development in Africa. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Now, a lot of us often don't think about the millions of girls who can't go to school because they're menstruating and because of a lack of access to menstruation products. So can you tell us a little bit about YISHDA?
Okay, Youth Initiative for Sustainable Human Development in Africa is a youth-led organization and also an organization that based on gender advocates for the girl child. So is an organization that has existed for a very long time, but as of 2 years ago, we started with the girl child, that is ending period poverty. So for about 2 years, we actually went for assessment, went to some village, we picked out some rural communities and went there and asked them questions. Okay, what do you think, what are the things you want to have access to, or what are the things that make you not to go to school? And most of them were like, most of us, when we are on our period, we can't go to school because we get stained and we are very uncomfortable. So we get, say uncomfortable, making us stay at home. And most of them, their culture, like the Muslims, when they are on their menses, they're not meant to go to school or associate themselves with other people. They're just meant to stay at home. When they're done, they can go back to school. So we took it upon ourselves, okay, well, they lack menstrual kits. How can we provide for them? So we went back, we sat down on the table, okay, if we give them the normal pad, how is it going to help them? Well, we all know children coming from a low-income home, I'm a girl child, so I know a pad sells for averagely 500 naira. So a family that earns in a day can only make 200 naira. And she has like 5 children, how can she buy a lot of pads? So we came up with the idea, okay, we can do it reusable kits, reusable sanitary kits. So this is a kit that has really it's not like the rag they use that you just, normal rag that has not been researched on, because some of these children, if you use normal rags, at the end of the day, you can get infection and some of the materials are not nice for that area. So we sat down, we asked questions, we went online, we saw women, or we saw ladies too that produce this reusable sanitary pad and asked them. So they gave us a specific material that actually made us believe that this kind of material, a girl uses it, nothing, she can, it won't affect her in any way. The only thing she needs to do is just to make sure it's cleaned. So we bought the reusable sanitary kit. I tested it first, which was beautiful. Right. So for me, I used to have, using the normal pads, I used to have a lot of injury because some of the chemicals that were used to make the pads are very, very harsh. So I do go frequent the hospital back to back. So when I started using the reusable sanitary kits, it stopped.
Really?
Yeah, it stopped. So we went back to the community, we got thousands, we went back to the community, gave it to them. We also went back for monitoring and evaluation, and they gave us a testimony that some of them, because of they could not go to school, But now they have pads. They all
Yes.
go back to school.
So they can. So
Yes.
even the girls from Muslim families that you said were not
yes,
supposed to
even
go
the
to
girls
school?
from Muslim families go back. Well, culture too.
Of course. So you still have to educate them that it's okay for a
It's
girl
okay
to go to
for
school when she's on her period.
Yeah, so that's it. So then we had a story of a girl that got pregnant because of, yes. So her story was that, so she had a boyfriend.
Okay.
And she came from a low income home because her family could not, they are struggling to eat.
Yes.
So which mother will be like, okay, you're menstruating, okay, let me give you pads. Most poor income home don't even look at the girl child when they're menstruating. They ask us, I want to eat food.
Yes.
Are you okay? Are you
Yes.
fine?
Yes.
There's food on the table. All that things, go and get it by yourself. So she was menstruating and she could not afford pad. Like I said, a pad now is 500 naira for a pad.
Yeah.
So she walked up to her boyfriend thinking it's someone that is secured and asked, okay, please, can you help me with money? And the boyfriend was like, no, I'm not going to give you 500 naira. Like, I can't help you like that. You're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, but you have to give me something. Well, she felt
pressured.
And she wanted to thank him, like, oh yeah, he has helped me.
Yes.
Let me thank him. And that's how she slept with him and she got pregnant. Now, people think that if you're on your period, you can't get pregnant, which is
the wrong information.
The wrong information. When you're on a period, there's always a chance that you can get pregnant. And that's how she got pregnant, and because of pads, the sanitary pads. So this is the
so it's obvious that obviously girls need more education, and that's the only thing that's going to actually help to change things and make things better.
Yeah, they need more education, more awareness.
Yes,
I was like, wow.
That's very commendable.
Thank you.
And because of everything that you've done, Airtel would like to give back to you, because you've given back to your community by giving you some prizes. Prize number 1, we're going to provide 2,000 reusable pads for the girls in the school in Kuje.
Oh, thank you.
And we're going to provide shelves and cabinets for storage of the IEC materials.
Oh.
There's more. How are you feeling?
Happy.
You want to know what else is on here, okay? We're also going to provide fittings and lighting materials for the school. 1 Samsung air conditioner. There's more. 10 desks and chairs for the school. And as well as afford minor refurbishments of 1 room in the school. But that's not all. One more thing. How are you feeling?
I'm all ears.
You're all ears. Okay. A 5.5 kVA generator.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy. I'm very grateful. We're going to touch girls' lives. We're going to change some girls' lives. They'll be so happy. Because most of them have complained, we don't have pads, we go to school, we get stained. Some of them use tissues too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, don't worry.
I think a lot of people have no idea what young girls go through. They really don't. Yeah. So what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
You should be very proud of yourself. I'm sure your parents are very proud of you.
Yes,
too.
yes.
Well done.
Thank
Mariella.
you.
Well done.
Thank
What
you.
you're doing is awesome. And I'm sure that as you get older, you'll be doing even more amazing things.
Yes.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you. I'm happy. Thank you.
Such an inspiring young woman, and also a very important topic. I think it's something that people should consider and think more about, because we often don't think about what other young girls are going through. Even a lot of us as adults, because we've passed the stage, we know we're educated, but there are millions, as we saw in the clip, millions of young Nigerian women who go through period poverty. So please help in any way that you can. Next week, we pay a visit to some of the schools that Airtel Touching Lives assisted in the Adopt a School program. Airtel started the initiative under the public-private partnerships and assisted the Oremeji Primary School 2 in Ajegule and the Community Primary School Amumara. To see how we have helped them, we will be seeing more of that next week. And in a new story, we visit a young girl with a disability. Mercy was born in 2010. She is a twin. Her brother, Goodness, is able-bodied and does everything for himself. Mercy, on the other hand, can talk and does some things for herself, but unfortunately, she's unable to walk. Join us next week for another episode of Airtel Touching Lives.
Touching lives. I wanna touch your life. I wanna be the change. I'm gonna shine my light. I'm gonna make a difference. Touch your life. Be the change. Shine my light and make a difference. You're the one.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.